So you want to learn to draw, and you're either 10 or conversely 50 years old. Maybe that's overwhelming or scary to you. Good gosh, that's a bright ass sun. Let's try it from a different angle. So you want to learn to draw, but you're 10 or you're conversely 50 years old. And maybe it's overwhelming or strikes fear inside of you. You've probably seen YouTube videos talking about all the principles and elements of art, and that can bring about anxiety and fuel that anxiety within you. Or conversely, you feel too old, and am I a dog that's too old to learn new tricks? I believe that you are neither too young nor too old to begin forging your path in art. In this video, I'll share why I believe that, the tools and skills I believe are necessary, how to build a curriculum, and if you stay around to the end of the video, I'll share some attributes that I think will help you along your journey. I'm Charles Hancock, and this is Charles Hancock Creations. If you're into art, or enjoy videos such as this, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you can get videos from me whenever I upload. When I was a kid, I used to love drawing. When people saw my artwork get better and improve, it would compliment me and it built my self-esteem. I would copy cartoons and the characters I saw in the comic books that I was reading. As I got older, I saw that my skills had plateaued, but I also wasn't looking for the same kind of encouragement that I was in my younger years. As I went into my teen years, I began to develop different hobbies, and I drew less and less. In my 20s, I moved to California, and after some time, I moved back to the East Coast and moved in with my boys. Over the next 6 years, I had a series of changing household situations and a bunch of mind-numbing, unfulfilling jobs. All this time I was still occasionally drawing because I enjoy it, but it wasn't my main hobby. When I awoke, I was in my 30s and I suddenly felt compelled to get back into art. And by 34 years old, I had seen some change in my skill, but as excited as I was quickly approaching another plateau. But look at me now. I run a YouTube channel. I draw daily. I recently created my first merch. I've been in art shows. I was featured in online art magazines.
Damn, son.
So in 5 years, my confidence has grown greatly in my skills, and I'm beginning to see a return on investment in my time and effort. But that's why I believe anyone can learn, well, anything if they want to learn it. A pencil and a piece of paper is all that you need to begin your art journey. Fortunately, we live in America in 2023 and pencils are available. They're literally at your fingertips. Pencils and paper are available at almost any store. In fact, my local convenience store that I live next to sells an assortment of pencils and pens and crayons. I developed an affinity for the mechanical pencil, which you can really get a bag of for relatively cheap. Even a sketchbook like this one, which I literally got from Dollar Tree, it's not the greatest of paper, but it cost me $1.25. You're talking maybe $3 worth of materials in order to get your journey started. And with apps like Amazon, you could even order them today, and if you have Prime, they could be delivered to your house the very same day, to your doorstep. So materials aren't your hang-up. You may want to work with charcoals, inks, pastels, hell, even clay, but no matter what medium you want to work in, the best place to start is simply a pencil and paper. This at least gives you a place to put down your fundamentals and work on your basic skills. Get yourself a pencil and some papers. And now you have to ask yourself, what should I start learning? Another blessing of living in the modern world in America is that we have the internet. You see, in times past, most people didn't even have enough leisure time to even learn to draw. And if your family could afford it, you would often be shipped away to go live under some master and be his apprentice and learn everything that he had learned. Until fairly recently, your subject matter probably would have been limited to portraiture, landscapes, or depictions of historical events, or biblical ones. In 2004, the internet gave us YouTube. YouTube and other online resources quickly started to phase out art schools and ateliers. Don't misunderstand me, there's nothing wrong with going to art school or to an atelier, but it can be expensive and not financially viable for each and every one of us. My point is only to say it's not a necessity anymore. With the internet in combination with workshops and mentorships, the ideas of going to an art school or training under a master and going into all that financial indebtedness is kind of a thing that's outdated and in the past. If you're young and trying to get grounded in this study, then starting from the absolute beginning is probably your best bet. Right now, you should be exploring art and the mediums of art. You may want to begin learning the fundamentals, the basic things that make up all works of art, but this part of your life as a youth is really about enjoying the process of creating, learning about what it entails, what it feels like to shove your fingers into clay, what the smell of oil paint and paint thinner is. This is when you find out whether or not art is something you want to pursue the rest of your life. Don't build up anxiety if you're under 18. You still have a chance to learn other things. But if art is your passion, then you, like anybody else, can start with the basic principles and move forward. I would say a popular and good YouTube channel to check out if you're just beginning art and you're in your youth is the Jazza set of channels. There's Jazza Vlogs, and I believe Insert Art is his newest channel. Intermediate artists, I believe, can gain the most from YouTube alone. The skill range of YouTube creators when it comes to artwork is greatly varied. This breadth of skill, I think, is actually beneficial to an intermediate artist, as you can find a creator who's along your same skill level, and you may be able to find an artist who excels in a principle or element or technique that you're trying to focus on. There's undoubtedly a creator near your skill level. Near your skill level. Jesus, say that 5 times fast. You should assess your own aptitude for creating in order to get a better direction of where you might want to go and look for information. Research those possibly aligned channels and start there. And if you're looking to up your skill, improve, and you feel like you're above an intermediate level artist, then you might want to look elsewhere on the internet. YouTube channels like Michael James Smith, Alpeefe, Chuck Black Art, and Proko are great resources through YouTube. Otherwise, online, you might want to look at things like Skillshare and Gumroad to find more in-depth tutorials, workshops, long-form tutorials, and such. But you have to also have an idea of what your skill level is and what you're shooting for. Whether intermediate or a more proficient artist, there are also options offline. You could look at workshops and, as I said, mentors. You'd be amazed what you can learn just from talking to other artists. And there's an alternate art school curriculum that's available on Reddit. I don't really go to Reddit all that often, but I did go there to steal this curriculum so that I could try to improve the skills that I myself would like to improve. I'll put a link down below in the description if you'd like to check that out. Whatever path you choose, there are some attributes that I think are key to tapping into your autodidactism. Will, determination, patience, diligence, discipline, and perseverance are important in seeing the results that you hope for. As I've said numerous times before, if you want to learn anything, I believe you can learn it, but it will take drive and discipline and perseverance. You're going to have to work at it. Unlike a university, the responsibility will fall on you and you only. This is where that discipline and diligence comes in. You're also going to need patience and perseverance if you decide to go this route, as it takes some time. Even if you draw every day and you put in thoughtful, conscious, deliberate practice. It's going to take time. Things don't happen overnight, and it will be on you. But I have faith in you. I still find myself going to YouTube to rekindle my understanding of different principles of art as I create things. You never really stop learning. Although talents do play a part, I think it's a shame to think that other people are just too talented and I'm not that talented. For one thing, it's not good for your own self-esteem, and also it's not accurate. Could even be considered rude. Any way you slice it, proficiency and expertise takes work, hard work, and effort. I can't tell you how the pyramids were built, but I can tell you that it was a great feat of strength and effort on a massive scale. I find the path to creating great works of art extremely rewarding and fulfilling, and I believe and I know that with some effort and stick-to-itiveness, you can engage in those same joys. Just like Indiana Jones, having the faith to step off into a void, not knowing what was going to happen. So also must we have faith in order to achieve our own goals. And if we have that faith, just like Indiana Jones holding on to that Holy Grail, we can see the things we want achieved. I'll have some more videos in the future. Stick around and give me a like if you enjoyed this video. Make sure to check me out on my other social media. And remember, guys, life is what you create. So create something awesome.